Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. I am excited to try out all the stuff that I bought from the Sephora sale. I am so excited to try that out and see how well they work together, or if not, but I'm just excited to try them out. It's gonna be hard to pinpoint what will work and what wouldn't work because it's all new. But we shall see regardless, you know, just to kind of try it out. Probably the only things that will kind of change is I'm adding that Smashbox, the Strive Vecting Oil. I'm debating if I should put that just like by itself or mix it with my moisturizer. Kind of hard to say really. I'm going to be using the gel liner, the color corrector, the concealer by Anastasia, and I think that's it in terms of makeup. So I hope everything kind of works well together. I'm still going to use my same primer. I'm going to use my favorite foundations that I know that will work together perfectly well. So if something was to be weird, I could kind of pinpoint maybe what it is, whether it be like the spray, the concealer, or whatever the case might be. Or maybe it's the oil, who knows. But I'm going to be trying that out. So before we get started, of course, make sure you subscribe to my channel, ring that bell so you're notified when I do upload a new video, and don't forget to follow me on my Instagram handle right there, and let's get started with the video. Hey you guys, Future Nadia here. I'm so sorry, but I was actually on the phone with my best friend while I was filming. So basically the Melt Cosmetics gel liner, it applied very smoothly. As you guys can see, it is very pigmented as well. I didn't experience any skipping, any dryness, but I do have to mention that you would have to work fast with this. Other gel liners I've used previously, I never had to really work this fast before. Not saying that it would dry right away, but you should work fairly quickly with this. And also I've noticed that using micellar water to kind of clean up the area, it's a little bit difficult as well to remove, which is a good and bad thing at the same time, just so you guys know what I'm noticing with the eyeliner. So I'll do the whole shebang of curling my lashes and all that. I probably won't do any eyelashes. Okay, so I'm going to apply my usual primers. I don't want to change anything because I want to see how the rest of the products work on my skin. So going in with my trusted Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Primer, and then I'm gonna go in with the Catrice for the center. And also, I did use the Smashbox Revitalize for my skincare, and I used that in between the layers and then a kind of finisher. I let that sit for quite a while. I do see a more natural luminosity to my face than usual, but we'll see how it is. So now I'm gonna apply my Catrice Goodbye Pores Primer and apply it to the center. And again, if you're ever gonna use this primer, less is more. You don't need a whole ton with this. If you're gonna do that, you're gonna see that some areas will be drier than others. So less is more. Don't put too much, just add a nice even layer. The moment you see the shine going away and everything's blurred out, stop. Just completely stop. So I'm gonna let this set for a little bit. Alright, so I'm first gonna go in using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is in shade number 2. And I'm just gonna apply this to the high points of my face to get that nice glow, and my chin as well, maybe a bit just around here. All right, so it does say to blend it out with your fingers, but I'm gonna go in with a stippling brush and blend this out. You could definitely see a nice glow going on there. I was debating this or number 3, but I think number 2 would have was a better choice. I like the blendability. I love the glow so far. And you can use this under your foundation, or it says you could use it over as well, just for an extra luminosity to the skin. So I'm not gonna apply for the rest of my face because I just want the high points to be glowy. I don't need any else to be glowy because my T-zone is gonna, gather oil anyways. So I don't need the extra glow around there. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my usual foundation, which is a mix of Giorgio Armani and the Shiseido. So just gonna go in with these two. So just for reference, the Giorgio Armani, I'm in shade 3.5 for my lighter days. And then I go in with a bit of Shiseido in shade 340 Oak, just to kind of get a little, some color on there. I'm not completely light, but I'm also obviously not tan right now. So I just mix these two together And it just gives me this like really nice consistency and coverage. I don't know what it is, it just works. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Anissa beauty brush and just apply that as usual. Dot, 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 dot. I don't know how this is gonna be like with the Charlotte Tilbury filter. If anything, like it shouldn't really conflict. In my opinion, really, it shouldn't, but we shall see. So blend that in as usual. It's over the Charlotte Tilbury. I could still see a glow peeking through. Great. There was one step that I actually forgot to do and was use the Nars Corrector for like certain parts of my face. But I guess we'll do that for under the eyes instead. Gosh darn it. This is what happens when you are in like a constant routine. You totally forget like everything else. I could probably maybe go over. Actually, we're gonna test that to see if I can use that over foundation. Because normally when you color correct, you do that before. But we're gonna see how that is after. And I was supposed to use that as the side of my mouth too. Nadia, where's your head at now? And what I'm gonna do is just apply to the back of my hand and then just pick up what I need accordingly. Okay, so just put that on the sides of my mouth. Dab that here a little bit. Maybe dab up there. And probably a bit on the sides there. Okay, I'm going in with a Sephora brush. It's supposed to be like for contour and highlighting, but I'm using that to blend this out. Do you guys see that it is correcting everything? Like this would have been so much better was underneath the foundation. I guess I'll add like a bit of more coverage just to blend and cover up the correction. But you guys can see, right? Like it's correcting really well. It doesn't feel dry. It's blending really well. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with some of the foundation that's left on the back of my hand and just apply that to the rest of my face. I don't know about you guys, but that corrected really well. I really like that product so far. Of course, again, we're gonna try it underneath the eyes and see how well that performs. As you guys know, I'm gonna do my usual face just so we can test everything out. So let's see. I normally typically highlight my nose first, so that is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go with Anastasia and highlight the nose. Now, the wand is ginormous. Like, look at this. It's huge. So I don't know about the wand, but the formulation, like after trying it out, it doesn't seem too bad. Okay, and of course we're going to contour. Taking my Westman Atelier with my Anissa beauty brush. So when you contour, of course, concentrate that at the hollows, and then whatever you have remainder, then you bring it up to the temples and everywhere else. The concentration should be like underneath the hollows or like closer to your hairline, and kind of like whatever's left over, you kind of just blend it out there. So apply it, tap, pat, tat, 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 tap and pat. I don't know, I'm like reversing words right now. So pat, 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 tap, 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 and whatever's left over. And one great thing is that the Beauty Blender can help take away some of that product if you went a little too ham, which I kind of did. And whatever product that you have on your face. And whatever is left, just go underneath the jawline just to create that shadow. So I think I left enough time for the concealer to do its thing. Okay, so just blend it out. So this is supposed to be a medium coverage. I feel like this is kind of leaning more towards a fuller coverage than medium. I love the blendability. Like, I have no question about that right now. Like, it blends really well. However, the coverage is a little bit more full than what I was expecting. So I'm just gonna go in and kind of take some of that product away because it's a little too full for me. But the finish, I love. I really, really like the finish. It works really, really well. Alright, so let's blend this out. Okay, so again, this concealer a little goes a long way. But I feel like with the wand, because it's so like big and so thick, it will place more product, I feel like. But the finish of this concealer is pretty darn nice. Like it's really, really nice, you guys. Holy cannoli. Next, I'm going to contour my nose. Grab my Wet n Wild, do my little ticks there, and do a tick right here. By the way, you guys, I'm loving this glow right now. It looks so nice. Okay, so it's time to blend out the nose. I love the finish of the concealer. It looks really nice, really natural. Blurs out, actually. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. Okay, so time for me to set this. Going in with my Givenchy. Now, I had a question from one of you guys, and I think it was my Givenchy video or whichever one it is. I forget which one. But asking me like which one I would prefer if I would pick Givenchy or Chanel. And that is actually a good question because I love Chanel's like loose powder. It sets so beautifully. But I do have to say, if I was to set under my eyes, I go with Givenchy. Especially with the pink powder because it does have that brightening effect to it, so I do prefer that. Okay, so now it's time to try out the Nars concealer, well, the corrector underneath my eyes. So what I know about this is that you don't need a lot at all. Like this already is probably too much. And the trucks outside are rude as hell. I think that looks so much better than how it looked before. Don't you guys agree? Yeah, I think my eyes look so much better. It looks more awake. Please tell me you guys see that. Please tell me you see this. Okay, so now it's time to go in with Anastasia. And I'm just gonna do like 2 dots right here. I'm not gonna go anything like any more than that. Maybe a little bit here, a little bit there. Because I feel like this is gonna be like such full coverage. Okay, so I'm gonna let it do its thing a bit before I end up blending it out. Okay, so it's been sitting for a while. Where is my brush? And just like finesse that towards the nose. And yeah, so tip for this concealer, if you guys don't know already, a little goes a long way with that. Don't smother your face using that concealer, because damn. Like, but this looks so good. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed like now versus like my other videos, but this looks more, again, awake. Like the hollows are kind of like gone. Like I don't really have much hollows anyways, but you can kind of see a difference to like how I usually apply my makeup and then versus now. Yeah, this looks good, you guys. Holy cannoli. What do you guys think? It looks like I'm like so enamored by like this glow that I have going on. Like I'm not even focusing on anything else. I do apologize. I'm gonna apply some blush. So I'm gonna go in with the Merit Beverly Hills blush, cream blush, and just apply that to my cheeks right there. You know what? It's such a shame I'm not going out today because I'm having such a good makeup day so far. I don't know how the day is gonna look like with like check-ins, but so far it's looking pretty darn good. Okay, so I think I applied enough blush there. I don't want to go too crazy, obviously. I'm gonna set underneath the eyes, so I'm gonna blend it out, of course, and then going with the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance in shade 110 Creamy Natural. I'm gonna go in with the bullet brush and then we're gonna blend it out. So just gonna go over the areas, blend out that concealer. Like guys, this looks beautiful right now. Alright, so going with my little powder poof in the Givenchy again. And this will help give it an extra layer while brightening the under eye. Okay, so I know I said I was gonna do like a full face, but I'm not gonna like fill like continuously contour my nose too much. I'll put on some blush and like bronzer, but I won't do like anything with the brows or anything like that because I'm gonna be at home. I'm not going anywhere. So now I'm going in with the Makeup Forever Professional Pro Bronze Fusion and just warming up the face and further contouring. And this is also in the shade 10M. I think it's Honey. Probably should have gotten a darker shade, like one shade darker, but I figured sand was just fine. I mean, it's doing the job. And I'm gonna add just a bit of blush just to not make this look so weird. So I'm going with the MAC Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul. Just gonna give this a extra glow. And I'm gonna go in with like my powder and set the rest of my face, just so it could have a fighting chance when I'm just using the Smashbox spray as a setting spray. Because there's no point for me to change my routine and then criticize it. Everything's been set, it's been done, except, you know, doing the rest of like my nose and all that like good stuff that I normally do. But essentially the powders and everything are all on there. Last thing I need to do is just set my face again with the Smashbox Revitalize 8-in-1 Primer Essence. So here we go. How long this is gonna last throughout the day, who knows, but we shall see. Probably sprayed a little bit too much, but the mist is very, very fine, and I want to be sure that everything has been sprayed evenly. Alright, so this is what my face looks like close up. You can still see that glow peeking through, which is really, really impressive considering the fact that I have foundation and then like the powder made everything matte, right? But it's still peeking through. Really, really impressed with that. And a bit on the forehead there. Alright, okay, so right now it's 5 o'clock, so we'll see in about like 5-6 hours how well this thing holds up. Alright, you guys, so right now it is 10:30, it's almost 11 o'clock. I've had this on for about 5.5-ish hours or so, and I think I'm having a good makeup day, in all honesty. So taking a closer look at, you know, like picking apart a little bit. So the eyeliner is still going strong. Like that wing is still going strong. Like that is good. So with the concealer, when I first tried it like on the back of my hand, I felt like it was kind of thick and moussey. So it was like a weird, like, feeling. So I just thought that like it would just feel very cakey. After like applying it and blending it out, it's very, very pigmented. I wouldn't really consider this as medium coverage. It's more leaning towards like the full than medium in my opinion. But it blended out really, really well, and even after the finish, it blended out very nicely, doesn't look cakey. Even under my eyes, it didn't conflict with the Nars Correcting concealer. Everything blended out really, really well. And a side note, that correcting concealer is amazing. Like my eyes haven't looked this like awake and open in like so long. You don't see any hollows, like everything is just like brought forward, if that makes any sense. And back to the Anastasia, it didn't conflict with it at all. In terms of settling to my fine lines, I mean, there's like a little bit, but nothing like alarming. I do have to say though, like I feel like this is not too much of a natural finish because I feel like it's so like full coverage. Like that doesn't really resonate as natural to me, but that's just my opinion. Like when I think of natural, you could kind of see like your skin peeking through. It's an actual medium coverage, right? But when I saw how this performed, again, it looked more towards more full coverage, and it doesn't look too natural. Yes, it has some like radiance to it, but for me, I feel like if it's natural, you would see some sort of like skin peeking through an actual medium coverage. But that's just my opinion, you guys. It doesn't look cakey. My pores still look good. It has a more mattifying look in my opinion. I like it. Like I really like the concealer, but I don't love it. Like my go-to still is the Kosas one. That is my absolute favorite. It gives me radiance, hydration, all that good stuff. The Anastasia one, I like it. I feel like it's just too matte. I don't know. I feel conflicted. Like I really like it, but then as the day went on, I'm like, okay, maybe I still kind of like it, maybe not. I'm on the fence. I will use it again just to like experiment in combination with like my skincare routines, blah blah blah, and all that stuff, right? See what works, and if nothing works, then it's a flop. Other than that, the Charlotte Tilbury, you can still see that glow peeking through. I absolutely love that. That is not a gimmick. It's a good hype. Like, this is such a nice natural glow. You can see that. That's still peeking through in there. I don't know how, but it's still peeking through even with the foundation and the powder. I absolutely love it. Maybe I'll go buy the bigger version one of these days, and maybe I'll go for number 3, or maybe I'll stick to number 2. I don't know yet, but it's so good. And I can't really comment on the Smashbox spray because it's a spray, right? It's more of like an essence primer type of thing, and helps refresh your makeup, which I don't know if that really did anything, to be quite honest. Would this still look like this without using that? I don't know. I can't say. I would have to use it with like my usual products and not like with this concealer and everything, because I don't know how this concealer performed before, obviously, and I need to kind of use that spray with my usual products, my usual routine, to see how that would perform. So as of right now, I can't really comment on that. I like how glowy my skin is. It looks really good. Like, I'm just like checking out my cheekbones right now. My eyeliner is pretty darn good. Concealer, I like you. I'm still on the fence with you. Anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and trying these products on with me. And this is kind of like a quick review. Not much of a dedicated one. Then it wasn't much of a wear time. It's like 6 hours. Isn't really much than my usual one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways, and I hope you guys check out the products that I mentioned in my VIB sale video. Anyways, you guys, I gotta get going right now. I need to take this off and head to bed because I am tired. So I will see you all in the next one. Bye.